So, sorry for that. Sorry for all that delay at the beginning, and all the screen changes and everything. Uh, what we had going on, I was brought up OBS and brought up YouTube and connected to YouTube, and all of a sudden my cameras started doing all kind of strange things. So rather than terminating the live, I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and do this while we're on. So, anyway, this is Jay with 1791 Actual. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you coming and hanging out for a little bit. And we're doing something a little, it's always something a little bit different around here. So, what we're doing today is, we've got the printers going. You might notice up here. We've actually got the bamboo. Finally got around to moving the filament rail to the top, so I don't have to reach behind it. And then we have the FlashForge 85Ms, number 1 and number 2. Already had the filament rails raised up. So we are getting ready to. I'm getting ready to add a fourth printer. This one's going to be a multicolor. It's the FlashForge 85X. It'll do 4-color prints. And but I wanted to share a few things that I've been working on. We've been doing a few Christmas ornaments. Sadly, I don't have any Christmas ornaments in here with me, but we've been doing some things with the 1911 grips. I've got a plain one. Let's flip over here to this side cam. I do a plain one, and then I do one with a diamond in the middle, one with a circle in the middle, and one with a square in the middle, and then custom designs, initials or different things, a logo or something. I've actually got a 1791 Actual logo in one. I've got this initial in one, and a different variant of that initial. And it's kind of there. These and I print them 100% infill, so they are solid plastic. They don't have much give to them. But I also do, this has got the diamond cut to it, but I also do a smooth cut. A couple other things that I've been working with. I'm going to set that off to the side. I'm going to do that in a minute. And let's go ahead and get the box. This is a bearded dragon lizard that I printed, and he had an issue. I was out when he was printing, and got this far up and ran out of filament. And when I got home, I saw that I didn't have any more of that particular green filament. I didn't want to waste him altogether. So I pulled out some of this kind of silvery blue green and finished him up, which is kind of cool. It gave him green paws and a green chin. But So I hung on to him as for one of my own. And the rest of basically everything in here, or most of what's in here, is something that had something failed. Notice the bottom of that particular link failed. Had a little bed adhesion issue, so I didn't want to sell this guy. So I got my gold dragons, and his brother, silver dragon. I know it kind of looks blue on that on the camera right there. But, we got the gold one and the silver one. They keep an eye on treasures. And you can see how big these guys are. They're like a couple of feet long. Of course, then my wife loves purple, so I had a purple one. I had a purple one that had a failure. Also at the bottom of one of these. And I know it looks blue on that camera, but it actually is kind of a starry purple. And then my very first articulated item that I ever printed. This one has no failures on him. He's just my very first. The black rattlesnake. And the rattle actually does make noise and rattle just like a real rattlesnake. How their scale tail works. But I printed him. My life. I am 1791 actual, and my life is filled with Gadsden flags, and y'all know what the Gadsden flag is. And so when I found this online early on in printing, I found him online and I printed him, and he is my partner in pretty much everything I do. So we've got him. We've got the purple dragon, silver dragon, the gold dragon. And they're fun to tinker with. They sit here if you're bored, kind of start running them through your hands, and having some fun with them. So then there's another item that I've been working on. This is kind of a compilation of several different items that I printed. In some cases, it's things that in a couple of cases, it's things that I actually designed myself, combined with a couple of parts that I found online, or parts of other designs and inspirations. Get some of these pieces out here. So what we've got is this part actually started life, something that I found online. Started life as a rifle rest. It's got this outer stand, has holes where you could mount it to a board or however you wanted to mount it. And then it's got this center shaft that threads down in for very, very fine adjustment. You can adjust it by like half a millimeter. And then there's a jam nut that goes on. So when you get the height set where you want it, run that jam nut down, that's not going to turn. And then there was a cradle that lays on the top of these. And unfortunately, I don't have one of the cradles here. I printed 3 or 4 of these, but I only printed a couple of the cradles, and I just sold those yesterday. We had a washer and dryer, or not washer and dryer, a dishwasher and a refrigerator delivered yesterday, and got talking to the installers, and one of them's a shooter, and they got discussing some different things, and I told him about what I had, and it's like, well, cool. So he ended up buying 2 of these. But anyway, that cradle just screws into here. So a different evolution. I started thinking, well, maybe you might want to use that base, because it is an extremely stable base. You might want to use that base to do something else. So, for starters, I made an adapter that changes the size of the pin and puts it as a pin instead of a hole, to work in conjunction with something that I designed. This is a GoPro head, actually intended to go on this tripod, this collapsible tripod stand. Right, it's a good little tripod. Put your GoPro on there, or you can collapse it down for both for space saving, and it gives you a nice little kind of a knurled, almost kind of a pistol grip handle for your GoPro. Well, I already had this. So I started looking at this configuration. I said, if I made an adapter so that I could put the GoPro mount on there, this might be something useful for content creation, where I might want to stand my GoPro off to the side, but have it be extremely stable. And that worked out well for me. So then another design. I made this little top cap. And I don't see the other one. There it is. And then you take this part, this L, and this allows you to mount a regular camera that uses a 1/4-20 screw. It allows you to mount a regular camera on top of it, and you can change the angle to however you want it, and of course you can also adjust your height. Lock the jam nut down and lock this one down, and good to film. next generation of it, of course. You never stop there. Uh, everything always has opportunity to become something more. So I designed this tray that is sized to fit a Samsung S25 in uh, an OtterBox Defender case. Holds it very securely. So then you mount that to that head unit. Put your phone in there, and now you can record, stream, whatever you want to do. If you tighten it down well, you can actually film down onto something. If you're demonstrating an item or inspecting an item, you can also flip it down this way, but only that far. But again, you can mount it, you can stand it up high, or you can put it wherever you want to. When you do these angles, it's always best to get it facing over one of these legs, because of the weight of the camera or the phone is going to actually make it want to tip. I'm looking at another option for this bottom that would actually stretch these out further, or possibly even just turn this base into a disc down here at the bottom. That's probably going to be what I'm going to do with it, because if it was a disc, you wouldn't have to worry about what angle it's at. But again, it's it's an iterative process. So sometimes this 3D printing, a lot of times folks refer to it as additive manufacturing, because you are adding to something. I tend to refer to it as iterative manufacturing, because everything has iterations. I mean, even this adapter. If I was going to use this as a rifle rest and have these things as options for it, I would probably stick with using the adapter. But I was when I tried it out as a rifle rest, and I wasn't all that pleased with it. I tend to prefer either a standard bag rest or just my shooting bag on top of an ammo box. So the next generation was this guy, which actually, instead of having to use the adapter, it's just got the pin is part of the inner shaft, the main shaft. Still screws down, still screws on just as well. Still uses the jam nut to lock it in place. You can put your GoPro head on. One of the nice things about this particular version is in how far down you can screw it. You take it all the way down to there. You can take this down a lot lower for a lot lower angle. Same thing goes with this head. For the phone, I actually found that I tend to use this particular version here on the desk quite a bit. I lock it down and get my tilt angle. I just use my phone. I just use my phone on the stand right there next to me. So there's a lot of variations. like I said, this is just kind of sharing some of the things that I've made. Don't know if y'all are actually interested in this kind of content or not. If you are, I'd appreciate it if you let me know. I would really love to interact more with you guys. And oh, thanks, Yulia. I see you on there. I hadn't noticed the comment window, but thanks for being here, and thanks for all the for the thumbs up, and you're one of my you're my number one follower. You're my number one subscriber, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking time to come in here and hang out when I do lives. I really do. So that's what I have going on right now. Just the different things, adding. Going to be ordering the new FlashForge printer. Probably going to get that ordered today, and so I will when I get it set up, or I'll probably do a live as I'm setting it up. I haven't done a what they call it, unboxing. I haven't done an unboxing and install of one of my printers yet. So I'll probably do a live in a few days when I get the new printer in. I'll do a live. I'm gonna move the Bamboo, because the proximity of the two reels between Bamboo and the FlashForge. The FlashForge X5, the reels actually mount on this side of the printer, and my credenza back here really doesn't really have enough room. Show you back over there. Show you the credenza. It runs down there. There's not quite enough room to add another printer on that end, and the FlashForge, Flash One, and Bamboo have to be setting this far apart because of the proximity of where the reels mount on the top. So I decided I'm going to move Bamboo down to that end, where his reel is on the far end, and then we'll bring the 5Ms up close to him. And then on this end, we'll actually be able to install the 5X FlashForge on this end. There's plenty of room. Once these all get shoved together and shoved down that way, there's just room that I can put the 5X on this end with the 4 reels exposed here, make it easy to change my filaments. And it's actually going to be able to do 4-color printing. If you're not familiar with the FlashForge series printers, check that out. They're really good printers, and they're a little bit smaller print bed and print area than Bamboo, but so far I've only found 1 or 2 things where I felt like it was compromised because of the size. It's very, very enjoyable to print on. They're very easy to work with. They seem to be really, really reliable. Granted, Bamboo is a little over a year old now, and I've had to replace the belts on him once, and one of the tensioners. I'm actually needing to. I think I'm about due to either change or do a really good cleaning of the extruder, and we're just having fun with it. Having a really good time printing this stuff. We've actually started selling some things. We've been selling been selling some, I've been printing some Grinches, articulated Grinches. Found a design that I kind of liked, and downloaded it. Started looking at it, and I really didn't like the way that the legs were built. So I changed how the legs are built. Changed the hands. The hands weren't all that great, so changed the hands. Essentially, what I ended up with was the core design of the head, and I ended up changing his nose. Just by the time I got done, it was a totally different part. You know, just kind of inspiration from the original download off of MakerWorld. Okay, so we talked. Oh, here's one of the Grinches. Show you this little guy now. This particular one, he has an issue. You know, again, like my ones that I've got in the box, he has a little problem. He lost his arm. In the print process, something went wrong right here, and this just turned to threads, and he didn't get his full arm, and it also compromised his leg. So I put a fairly strong magnet on the bottom of it. You know, that leg doesn't bend quite as well as this one does, and he's missing that one arm. But, you know, so he now sits up here between the Flashforge printers. And kind of keeps an eye on things. You know, his little one-handed approach to life. Anyway, so I also did these. I needed an improved display stand for the flatware jewelry, and flatware jewelry and Christmas ornaments. I actually have a couple of these already printed off and in place up at Bunker Hill at our shop up there. But this I can use these spacer sleeves to adjust whatever height that I want, you know, the distance in between. You can also change the angle, and the ones that I got up there, I've actually got the angle set so that they're tilted this direction. With a few spacers underneath. And it kind of becomes a Christmas tree. And the ones up there are red and white. And then I decided I'm using them for displaying some crocheted or tatted Christmas ornaments that the wife made. And then, so I started looking at the design. It's like, you know, that would be so handy for my 3D printed Christmas ornaments, but at the same time, for display, using S hooks to display the flatware rings and rings, earrings, all that kind of stuff. I've actually got one, got a different variation of this. That is, it doesn't have the collar on the top. It actually comes to a point. It's a cap cone that sits on the top of here. So you know, it looks a little bit nicer that way. Kind of improved. But again, you know, with the S hooks and hanging it this way, I can put 16 rings on each disc, And the design that I had been using just had arms sticking out, and you put 5 or 6 rings on each arm. And customers actually had to be sorting through them this way. This way, all they have to do is turn this, and in order to see what all the rings look like. So I'll use these for rings and for earrings, bracelet. Bracelets, I'll probably end up putting bracelets on the one with the long arms on it. Okay, well, I've been here a little while, and let's see, we've been here for half an hour, so. And not that there's any benefit to tracking time or anything. TikTok and Instagram and all those platforms. You get paid if you have longer, and you get more bonuses and more capabilities. Not so with YouTube. It just is what it is, and I kind of like that. I'm not actually about monetization and all that. I'm here to share information and share my passions. In the old days, that's how YouTube was. Before YouTube, before people started deciding that they needed to make money off of YouTube, and they wanted the idea of being an influencer to be a job. And I know there's a lot of people who have made a whole lot of money. I know a couple of people that have made a whole lot of money by monetizing, and YouTube became their job. That's not me. My purpose behind my videos, I've said it before, you'll hear me say it again, my purpose behind my videos is to share information, share my life a little bit, share my passion for different things. The 3D printing, the shooting, reloading, now the rings. I'll actually be doing a live before too long on the jewelry making. Probably do a couple of those. One a start to finish approach to make a ring, or start to finish like earrings and bracelets. That kind of thing. So stay tuned, hang around. I hope you like the content. I hope you like the changes to the content, and the additional things that I'm bringing. Let me know in the comments. I do read comments on my video uploads, on my shorts, on my comments on my shorts. Probably not a good thing. You're never going to see me in my shorts, trust me. But again, I do appreciate y'all stopping by, and the ones that came and hung out. Yulia, thanks again for as always. You're my kid. You're my baby girl, and you're an amazing friend, and that's out there. That's out there in perpetuity. You're my friend, and have been and will be. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and once again, thanks for stopping by, and until the next time, God bless, and see you on the other side.